Dubs and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. It's on you.
2 dubs. First one is going out to President Biden's $10,000 student loan forgiveness.
Go ahead and take that off my list.
Yeah, I will take that shit for
1,000%.
sure. Yup. For all of those out there who are screaming at the top of their lungs about, ooh, I paid my student loans back and it took me 30 years to pay those student loans back, and now you're getting your $10,000 for free. First of all, stop taking so much time complaining and actually listen to the proposal so you can go get some of your money. Second of all, eat the biggest of dicks. Like the largest one.
1,000%.
Search the world for 20 years. Go on a mission trip. Go stay in the Himalayas and meditate about it. When you find it, record it, then go play in traffic.
Agreed.
That is what you can do. Whomever could go through the treacherous uphill battle of repaying all of their federal student loans and then look to somebody else getting some sort of relief and be mad at that, you deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
So find a very, very tall building and just swanton dive off of that mug.
Also, the hypocrisy of niggas who took shit tons of PPP loans to fund their conservative takes over the years.
Dog,
and got them forgiven.
I don't get you conservatives. I really don't. I don't get you. I don't get you. All your heroes are frauds and phonies. All of them. Everything that they tell you is used to keep you poor and to keep them rich.
Yep.
And you just eat that shit up. You just eat it up. You eat it up like extra pudding cup at lunch. Y'all gobble it up. Oh, man, student loan forgiveness is against my conservative principles. Marjorie Taylor Greene gets $500,000 forgiven in PPP loans. PPP loans that were meant to be forgiven. They were designed to be forgiven in the first place. They are literally handing out money. But you know what? You better not take that student loan forgiveness because that's a handout. Only rich people are allowed to take free money.
With all due disrespect, fuck anybody who's saying that dumb shit.
Read, brother. I'm a conservative, and I don't take free money. Only rich people take free money, brother. Where ye? Woo! Trump 2024. I'm giving another dub out to writer Karama Horne of Mashable.com.
Okay.
For writing a really, really detailed workup of RecastTchalla this week that I got a chance to read this weekend. A very fair summation. I disagree with a couple premises, but I felt like everything else was well researched and well thought out. Does a really good job of even breaking down the different factions within the movement. You know, there are a lot of people, I would venture to say the majority, that are just predominantly, you know, pro recast, maybe haven't or are not as into it as others or that knowledgeable as others or take it as far as some do. There are some that are going to go see the movie but still are pro recast. There are some that aren't going to see the movie and are pro recast. And even within that, there's another division, you know, of some people who are just maybe, you know, just don't want to see a woman in the role. Mm-hmm. Okay, that exists. There are also a large amount of people who feel like the black male representation is being erased out of this movie. And I thought it was incredibly fair for her to separate those two.
Yes.
The misogynist from the people who are seeking representation for their demographic. Mm-hmm. I felt like that was so important for her to do that because it's only fair. And to be honest, it ain't a whole lot of people trying to take that take. Let's just say that. Mm-hmm. There aren't a whole lot of people that are brave enough to stand on their what they know to be true and just say flat out, you don't have to be a misogynist just because you want to see men on screen.
Yeah.
Just because in a movie, in a franchise that seemed to do a good job of leveling off everybody equally, now all of a sudden all the males in Wakanda are gone. Just because I have a problem with that doesn't mean I don't want to see Shuri as a Black Panther. That's the type of lazy summation that we've seen through a lot of the RecastTchalla discourse, and she didn't fall into that. And it really only takes a day's worth of research to see through it. And I appreciate her taking the time to actually see that. Did she have to have Homeboy on there talking about how he went to college with Chadwick again? I promise you, if I never hear that story again, it will not be too late. It won't be too soon.
So it sounds like she did a good job of not generalizing.
No.
Doing her research.
Yep. And she gave fair points from each perspective. You know what I mean? Like, she let people say how it is they felt. You know, she gave full quotes. There were people from one side, the other side, and in between. I don't think she had anybody on there that was pro boycott that she cited. But you know, that's okay because she shaped it fairly. There is a section of people who flat out do not want to spend their money on this movie. That doesn't have to be the call of the petition. That doesn't have to be, you know, what the hashtag was about. But recognize there are people who don't want to spend their money on this movie. The other thing that I disagreed with was that she's of the opinion that the controversy of all this is going to push the movie to historic heights. That it'll make it even bigger than the first. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think the tragedy around Chadwick Boseman and the way that they've tried to market this film will have him in for a satisfying opening weekend. 45-day window, release window, and the fact that you are force-feeding trauma down people's throats in what's supposed to be a fantastical universe, what's supposed to be fantasy, is going to bring that rewatch value down. People don't go watch sad movies over and over again.
People don't go to funerals multiple times.
So I disagree with her on that. But, man, hell of an article. Hell of an article, fair, balanced, and just a representation of somebody doing their job. For sure. So I appreciate her. I never got a chance to make this man wear this L, but I can't let him get away without saying something about it. RJ Young is getting an L on here for his top 25 ranking.
Oh, I did see that.
That conveniently left Michigan completely out of it. Like, out of the top 25 altogether. Family. Okay, you're not a Harbaugh fan. You're not a Michigan fan. We know that. We get it. You're not even really a Big Ten fan on like that. We understand. You had Iowa ranked. You had Wisconsin ranked. I think you had Penn State ranked.
He had somebody ranked in like the top 5 or top 10 that was like, what?
Family, you had Iowa ranked, and we just beat Iowa 42-3 in the Big Ten championship game. Iowa's ranked in the top 20, and we're not in the top 25 at all. Now, I've seen clickbait takes before, but boy, we ranked 6th in the coaches poll, 8th in the AP. But no, you right. I can see overrated. If you think we overrated, put us in the mid to late teens. Hell, put us in the 20s if you think it's that bad. Unranked?
I thought it was funny that he added Tennessee to the ranking.
Tennessee's a better team than Michigan. And like, just coming out of the preseason, everything you know the Michigan's bringing back as opposed to everything that Tennessee's a better. Tennessee? RJ, come on, man. Come on, bruh. Come the fuck on. Come on, bruh.
They paid $8 million for a quarterback, bro. Y'all didn't do that.
RJ Young, where that L? Oh, and the hot takes don't stop. So I'm watching College Game Day on Saturday, right? And they're giving their college football playoff predictions of who's going to make it. And they get to Desmond Howard, and I was like, oh yeah, he gonna have Michigan winning it all, right? Texas A&M, Baylor, Michigan, Utah. Michigan is going to lose, according to Desmond Howard, to Texas A&M in the national championship. Desmond, why did you do all that work to put us in the national championship just to predict us to lose to fucking Texas A&M? Like, and as he's doing it, Kirk Herbstreit is losing his shit. He's cracking up. He's fucking crying.
As he should.
Because you know who Kirk Herbstreit picked to win the national championship this year? Fucking Ohio State. You know who David Polk, former Georgia player, had in the playoffs? Georgia. Fucking Georgia. This. Why go that far? So we're going to be in the playoffs with all new teams and lose. We're going to beat Baylor, but then lose to Texas. God damn it, Desmond.
The one team with playoff experience.
Fucking hell. Literally only team that has playoff experience in that whole bracket. Son of a bitch. He picked Texas A&M to win the national championship over Michigan.
Never thought I'd say this, but shout out to Desmond.
Fucking hell, Desmond Howard. Jesus.
No, but seriously, fuck Desmond Howard.
Don't hate on my guy. Anyways, giving my last L out to Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, okay.
She had a tough weekend, man.
She did.
She caught a stray, actually. I don't think she had anything to do with this because she don't control what grown people wear.
It's a fact.
But her brother seems to think that posting her in a picture with a family member wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt is the best thing for her. Now, we can't say that this is particularly off brand. I mean, this is
a white
girl in America. Yeah, I mean, who else gonna be wearing a Blue Lives Matter shirt other than her uncle? But it just wasn't a good look. I think her branding is a little bit more urban than the typical, white teenage starlet. So she caught a lot of flack for that over the weekend. Which, I mean, is it fair? I don't think so, because again, that doesn't say anything about her and how was she supposed to walk in and be like, take the shirt off in case anybody takes any pictures of us.
Yes, bro, that's exactly what she's supposed to do.
Go back to the kids' table. Go sit on over there. This was a family function, right? So she's not running shit, but just wasn't a good look.
No,
this just wasn't a good look.
And if I'm not mistaken, there was also some people with not MAGA hats, but it said something different. Make something great again. I don't know. I thought I saw that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Last L I got is going out to a reluctant L because I've been a fan of this guy for a while, but I felt like it was a bit of a low blow. I'm giving the L to my boy Aries Spears.
I did see that in my life.
A comedian that I've been fond of for a very long time, not just in stand up, but giving great impressions.
Mad TV.
He's been a good skit actor. He's a really funny guy, which makes me very disappointed that like he had to reach to the bottom of the barrel to go at Lizzo. And look, he's a comedian, so in that instance, you have a license to roast anybody. At any given time, for any reason. You a comedian, you a funny guy, that's what you do. But being as seasoned in the game as Aries Spears is, do you need to make fun of the wheelchair for the handicapped guy to make it funny? Do you have to pull a Chris Rock and talk about a bald woman's lack of hair to be funny? Do you need to talk about a short person's height to be funny? You know what I mean? Like, there's elementary level comedy, which goes to the most visceral visual thing of a person, anything a kindergartner can do. And then there's the mastery of comedy, which allows you to completely ignore that and still have people rolling about whatever it is you're talking about. Did you even have to come at her at all if that's all you had to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like hate. It felt like hate more than it was jokes.
Well, because you're coming at a popular target for 2019.
Yeah.
Not 2022.
Right.
Yeah, no, very, very strange that he decided to make these jokes now.
And the unsettling thing about it is that, like, you know what? If you make a joke about Amy Schumer's appearance, I'm going to look the other way. You know what I mean? I'm going to look the other way. Who's the very political, the woke lesbian comedian on Netflix Dave Chappelle's always making fun of?
Oh, the British one.
You know what I'm saying? You want to make a joke about her and the way she look, I'm going to look the other way. You know what I mean? Well, you get in trouble for it, it's on you. But I ain't going to be on your back.
She's also not funny.
Fam, stop finding ways to, like, embarrass black women about the most, like, obvious kind of thing. It's like, it's weird. It is weird. Because you niggas do not go out of your way to talk about white women that way. Or white men, for that matter. And so it comes off a way. It does.
Agreed.
It comes off a way. That shit feels weird to me even as a black man. It's like, if you wanted to make some jokes about Lizzo, Aries Spears, you are a talented actor, fam. There's no doubt in my mind that you could tear Lizzo up without ever talking about how big she is. But like when you sitting up there and you making the jokes you making, it feels very lazy. Especially since y'all don't have no connections. Now it feels lazy and poignant. Like you're doing this on purpose for a reason. You know, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. Make fun of them. I don't want to say that he had any ill will, like he was just actually trying to tear. Like he obviously was trying to roast her, but like he's a funny guy, so like you kind of take that with a grain of salt. But when you automatically jump to oh she's fat, you know what I mean? It's that feels like hate.
Yeah,
that felt like hate
for sure.
That's it for me, dog.
Let's start off with something that my dad has actually been wanting me to talk about for a couple weeks now. It seems that he stumbled on maybe an article about these kids at BYU, black kids at BYU, which I thought was like the most amazing part of this whole article because I didn't know there were black kids at BYU. They started a group who go around and do TikTok interviews just like everybody else because that seems to be a whole genre of TikTok videos. But what they do is they go up to these people and ask racially charged questions.
It makes me think. Sorry, bro, I didn't mean to cut you off, but it makes me think that we're working too hard when I see some of these concepts of this new content creating.
Yeah,
they got one dude that just walk up to you and be like, "You like my drip? What would you rate it? Can I touch your butt? Can I eat it?" And that's the whole video.
Yeah.
And that's the whole fucking video. Literally, like, girl after girl after girl after girl after girl. This nigga getting 500,000 views.
Yeah.
You like my drip? Would you date me? Can I see your butt? Can I touch it? Can I eat it? And that's it.
Yeah. No, for sure.
We are working entirely too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Let's scrap the whole model.
Yeah. No, I agree. Let's literally go up to people and ask them stupid fucking questions.
Yes.
But in this case specifically, they go around and they kind of ask racially charged questions as opposed to stupid fucking questions like rate my drip. And they're also looking to expand past BYU. And basically they just kind of go around and ask questions like if white people think that they're oppressed, asking white people if they know who Jalen Walker is. Very provocative questions, but they seem to be gaining steam a little bit. And so, I don't know, I think that's a decently good idea. At least using your platform to do something good as opposed to
some bullshit.
Some fucking bullshit. So in that case, I'm gonna give them a dub, especially considering they're college kids. So
at Brigham Young,
bro,
shit.
I swear to God, my dad was telling me about this, and I couldn't get past the fact that there were black people at BYU.
I'm like,
I was like,
at Brigham Young.
That's the fascinating part. But you know, it's good that college kids are at least
Jesus. You
thinking
know, they
outside the box.
1 in 1,000 out there, boy.
I swear to God, I was saying the exact same thing. I'm going to give a dub to, I guess a dub, because I think they won at this point. I heard that it's over. Columbus City Schools teachers, because I guess the strike is over.
Yeah,
we haven't mentioned it yet, but they were striking specifically because the conditions in Columbus City schools.
Dog, they wasn't asking for nothing. Normal pay raise, air conditioning in all the schools, and some health care.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yep,
that's the ask.
Yep,
that's it. We want health care. We want a living wage increase, and we want air conditioning in the schools. Go ahead and strike. We'll shut down schools for the first week. Like, man, what?
Absolutely
Jesus.
Crazy.
Teachers called they bluff. They got what they needed. But it was just like, I wasn't mad at the teachers at all.
No, at all.
MJ's first day was supposed to be on Wednesday. Now it's on the 9th.
Okay. I was wondering about that.
Mm-hmm.
But see, I've seen things just coming out because I'm friends with a couple of teachers, I believe, on Facebook, including my 4th and 5th grade teacher from Valley Forge.
Gross.
She added me. I didn't see her.
Didn't have to request. You didn't have to accept.
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. But anyway, I've seen things like the fact that the superintendent is essentially making over $300,000 in a compensation package. So when you compare that to the terrible conditions, kind of looks bad. One other thing that I did not know is that Kaz specifically is ranked 611 nationally out of 17,000 nationally ranked schools.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Kaz.
Built in 1950.
Shit. That building is old as hell.
And at this point, if you threw a fucking toothpick at it, it'll probably
fall over. Yeah.
But Upper Arlington, number 711 nationally, so Kaz outranks it. Their school is
built last year, rebuilt last year, remodels from 2005.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. How do you expect kids to continue to perform at the way that they're performing when their building is shit?
All they asking for is AC, bro. They didn't even say update all these old ass buildings
Right.
that you got across Columbus. They just said, can you get us some HVAC in here? Get us some AC.
And you've closed a number of schools.
Yeah.
Brookhaven for one. So how
Brookhaven needed to be closed.
No, they didn't.
Stomping ground of my enemies.
But I mean, come on. You can't provide the simple things that they're asking for. There had to be a strike. A little nuts. But supposedly
That's how it goes with teachers, man.
Yeah.
One of the most most unrespected
they're shaping young minds.
professions.
Pay them. Give them workable conditions.
Very least, just give them a less stressful occupation. That way they don't,
I mean,
ruin our children
they
tomorrow.
work for Columbus City Schools. It's pretty fucking stressful. So that's my dubs. I'm going to give an L to... I probably shouldn't do this because if they get word of this, there's going to be a shit ton of bad comments in our in our comment section.
Who is it?
I'm going to give an L to the Barbs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, because of her mom?
Nikki's mom?
Yeah.
The fuck happened with Nikki's mom?
She was on somebody's camera talking about how the rape allegations against her, and there was, some fluid found inside of her clothing, and apparently he planted it there. I don't know what it is with that family over there, but they got a lot of stuff going on.
Crazy shit.
A lot of stuff going on.
Brother is out here doing bullshit with his goddaughter or stepdaughter.
The brother, the mom, and then the husband.
The husband is a sex offender. He raped somebody when he was younger.
And so now it was a video that came out about old girl saying that she tried to tell the judge in court that she made it up, that she was young, that her peoples pressured her to say it. But I mean, look, I haven't said a lot on that situation because I don't know shit about shit, and I'm gonna continue to not say nothing about it because I don't know shit about shit.
That's not what I was bringing up.
Oh, didn't have anything to do with any of that, huh?
Nope.
Gross.
So okay, Nicki released "Super Freaky Girl," which debuted at #1 on the Billboard, I guess, because her Barbs literally always stream the fuck out of her songs. And then eventually Missy Elliott tweeted, "I have a question. Is there a difference between a hit and a classic record or no? And if so, what is this difference?"
Hit sells, a classic lives forever.
Sure. Missy wasn't referring to anything that had to do with Nicki Minaj whatsoever, but of course her Barbs had to come out and attack Missy in every way possible because she asked that question.
You talking about Nicki Minaj and didn't say nothing about her, fam? Y'all bothered. That would be embarrassing for me as Nicki. Like, if somebody said something to me and didn't even hint that they were talking about me, and y'all just instinctively went and jumped all over her, signaling that there's some insecurity around that in my camp, y'all need to move better, Barbs. Move better.
Somebody literally retweeted Missy's tweet and said, "The difference between both is that you have neither.
Oh.
Thou, thy not have hit. Thou, thy not have classic." I'm reading verbatim. I'm not fucking this up. "Thou, thy not have hit. Thou, thy not have classic.
But that's not true, though.
Shall not speak upon thy that do."
That's not true, though.
Fam, you're talking about Missy
Elliott. Yeah, what are you talking about?
She has hits and classics.
Classics, both of them.
I hate Barbs. I literally, I think I've come to the conclusion that I don't actually hate Nicki Minaj as much as I say I do. I hate her stands, and then therefore that kind of culminates itself into me hating Nicki Minaj.
Oh, there's a lot to hate there.
Yeah.
There's a lot to hate there.
Because I don't find her music to be all that great, but I hate her fucking stands. I fucking hate Barbs. So if you're a Barb and you end up in
Is that how you feel about Drake? Do you not
I kind of think that might be the same thing.
You hate his stands more than you actually
But
hate
I don't
him?
actually hate Drake.
I know that's what it is for sure. I don't hate Drake at all.
Yeah.
The good music that Drake makes is very good.
Yeah.
He just hasn't been able to put an album together here in the last couple of years.
And when you tell people that, they fucking lose their mind.
I feel like that's it's starting to get. Here's the thing with Drake. Like, I feel like I have a unique perspective on him because I watched the same thing happen with Ye. And the good news is that it's not the end. It just means it's going to be different.
Yep.
I feel like Ye kind of went on this string of albums that was Then he got to Life of Pablo, and it still wasn't the Kanye that we knew from Graduation or Late Registration or even, Yeezus or Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. But it was good enough to keep the fandom going. It was good enough to keep us intrigued. And the music was still classic Kanye type of stuff. It just wasn't College Dropout. You know what I'm saying? I think No More Parties in LA, Father Stretched Out Arms, Stretch My Hands, obviously the Designer track. Like, there was some popular songs on there. It just wasn't the old shit. Yeah. So now Drake is into his stage, and when he pops back out with another hit, it's gonna be different.
Yeah,
it's gonna be different. But that doesn't mean he's gone. Doesn't mean he's gone, Drake stands. It's just gonna be different.
Well, I've come to the conclusion that mostly Drake stands are the reason I hate Drake, but I also just hate the way that Drake kind of does stupid shit to clout chase.
Oh boy,
have you seen this picture?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. That nigga look like French Montana.
I hate that shit. He looks like Kenny Powers. I hate that shit. Like, why are you doing this? Other than clout chasing.
A wise rapper once told me that niggas is pulling gimmicks because they scared to rap.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Just saying.
I'm going to give an L to HBO Max. A former HBO Max employee said that as many as 13 people of color previously in charge of developing diverse shows have been laid off. And that apparently Warner Brothers and HBO Max fear that they're going to reject left-wing diverse content in favor of middle America friendly fare.
Hey, listen, man. You don't have to tell me what you're doing with your movie studio along political lines, because it's just an automatic turnoff.
Yeah.
Don't Gino Carano the damn DC universe, because I'm not going to buy that either. I'm not going to buy that anymore. I'm not going to buy your pro-war propaganda no more than I'm going to buy the hyper-feminist trait that seems to be sweeping over Hollywood right now. Like, the truth is that you don't have to be either one. You don't have to play to any side. Why don't you just make content and let people decide how they feel about it on their own?
Yeah.
How about stop trying to lead the masses and just make the content? Jesus Christ, who do you think you are, Zeslav? Like, do you honestly think that you're going to buck the want or the longing for more representation by firing the people who are trying to create it? That's going to fix the problem. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. And you know what'll work even better? Give them some hyper macho conservative content and shove it down their throat, brother. Yeah. That's how you get it done. Trump 2024. Taking what you felt like was an extreme left perspective and pushing it all the way to the right behooves you how? It's just lame-brained. And it's led to him taking off shit that people actually wanted to see. The Matt Reeves animated Batman series, people wanted to see that. They were excited for that. Mm-hmm. You can say what you want about how Batgirl was testing. At least you had some data on that. But preemptively crushing projects that had, steam behind them, that had buzz around them. Not to mention that the animated section of DC is the only thing that's worth a damn.
That's a fact.
Literally. It's the only thing that's worth a damn. Now you're attacking that content? Like, that doesn't show a sense of direction to me. That's a blind, you look woke, all of you are fired. Mm-hmm. Regardless of what it is that you're actually cutting. That doesn't feel like it's a good thing for Static Shock or Blue Beetle. I'm gonna just be honest.
Nothing that HBO Max or WB or anything that's come out of that camp within the last couple of weeks seem stable.
No, it's been It's because he's making decisions based off of politics, which is what I thought your crowd hated. I thought you hated politics in realms where they weren't supposed to be. No, you don't hate politics. You just hate the politics that aren't yours. Mm-hmm. I do not see how trying to make the DC universe the conservative refuge is going to help you.
I'm going to give an L to Andrew Tate because, boy, has he taken an ass whooping this week. He's not allowed on pretty much anything, and I haven't seen anything like this since Trump got banned off of everything.
I wonder how much of the anti-censorship sentiment is real, because I've heard for some years now that, you know, hey, this deplatforming, this censorship is going to eventually trickle down to people that you like, which seems rational. It seems feasible. It just hasn't happened to a person who's not pushing a hyper-conservative agenda.
Yep.
And I can't even say that isn't because there's an anti-progressive sentiment within the media, because there most definitely is. Mm-hmm. It is much more neoliberal at best, if not conservative. So you would think that if it was going to happen, it would have happened by now. And it hasn't. So I wonder how much of that sentiment is a straw man. Because, you know, you see it out of a lot of white conservatives or white progressive circles. The idea that, oh yeah, we don't like them, but we can't shut them up because they'll be able to do that to us. It's kind of like the argument that was made about Bernie. Oh no, we can't elect Bernie because he'll get beat by Trump, even though all the polls said that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
I just don't see many people reasonably, right? Of course you have the stories where people are telling them that they're teaching critical race theory in school to their children, or, you know, they have certain political agendas in television shows and media. But I have not seen somebody outright get canceled or deplatformed for a hyper liberal or progressive take. That seems to be something that is very particular and unique to that of conservatism. And not even that of unique. It's just that most oftentimes the conservative viewpoint ends up that gets them booted ends up being bigoted or some type of libel.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they got Andrew Tate the fuck up out of here. They got Alex Jones the fuck up out of here. They got
but look what they were saying. Alex Jones was peddling nonsense about Sandy Hook, mm-hmm. and literally libeling people, right? So, but then Andrew Tate was kind of flirting in between the lines of bigotry and misogyny and just nastiness.
General nastiness.
You know what else I didn't like that came out of that? Was that the assertion that, oh, white folks got Andrew Tate out of here, but we let Kevin Samuels exist. Andrew Tate is not Kevin Samuels.
No.
Y'all don't even take the time to like listen to these people when you judge them. Mm-hmm. That's the unfair part. You can have a disagreement with Kevin Samuels. You can have a disagreement with Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson, Ben Shapiro, whoever. It doesn't really make sense to disagree with somebody that you've never heard speak, though, based off the opinions of other people or based off of the popular opinion. Give us your thoughts. Give us your dubs and L's in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Come back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. for a brand new episode.
And make sure you check out our previous dubs and L's, kind of check out what we've been talking about in previous weeks. And like you said, make sure you subscribe because we like to do dubs and L's every Wednesday at 10 o'clock.